Good morning, dear students. Today is our time with the first lesson in Unit 3. The whole unit is talking about the desert, and it's one of the most interesting units we have. Have you seen this before? Have you been to such places? Do you know what is the name of this plant? Have you ever seen these animals before? Have you ever been to the desert? One of most interesting places. We will get to know about the desert in the next audio. Then afterwards, we will get to these questions. We will answer these questions together. What is the weather like in the desert? What is the land like in the desert? What is the cactus? Cactus? I don't know this word. Listen carefully and you will know the answer. What do the animals do when it's hot? Animals? Of course, the animals of the desert. For now, you've got the 4 questions. You will answer me about the weather, about how the land looks like, and what is the cactus, the animals, what to do during the hot days. Let us go back and listen.
Track 20. There are deserts in many parts of the world. Deserts are dry areas of the land. Some deserts are sandy, other deserts are rocky. Deserts can be flat or filled with mountains. Deserts are dry because they get very little rain, less than 25 centimeters of rain every year. In some deserts, there is no rain for a year or more. All living things need water. Deserts are very dry, so not many plants grow in the desert. However, some plants do grow there. One special desert plant is a cactus. Cactus plants have thick, waxy skin with sharp spines. Cactus plants can live with very little water. Many deserts are hot during the day, but cold at night. For example, the temperature in the day can be over 40 degrees Celsius. That's very hot. At night, the temperature can be close to 5 degrees. That's much cooler. Camels live in some deserts, but most desert animals are small. Many of these animals hide under rocks or in underground homes during the hot days. It is cooler under the ground or in the shadow of a rock. At night, when the temperature gets cooler, the animals come out to look for food.
That was about the desert. For now, make your answers ready for such questions. What is the weather like in the desert? What is the land like in the desert? What is cactus? What do the animals do when it is hot? You make your answers ready according to what we've listened to, and then here are the answers we got. The desert is a dry place with very little rain. Many deserts are hot during the day, but cold at night. What is the land like in the desert? Some deserts are red sandy, other deserts are rocky. Deserts can be flat or filled with mountains. The cactus is a plant with thick, waxy skin and sharp spines. It can live with very little water. This is why you can find it in the desert. What do the animals do when it's hot? Many desert animals hide under rocks or in underground homes during the hot days to keep away from the sun. Of course. Now we have, this is the map of the world. The yellow parts, these are desert areas. We have number one, this part in South America is called the Atacama Desert. Number two, the largest yellow part on the map, that's the Sahara Desert. And then we have this teeny tiny part in North America. It's called the Sonoran Desert, and the big one in Asia called the Gobi Desert. We will hear about them, and they are also very interesting. And our point is to compare between the four deserts to get to know which desert is the largest desert and which desert has the tallest cactus. Then we will make a comparison between the Atacama and the Sonoran. Which desert is wetter, the Atacama Desert or the Sonoran Desert? And the last question will be, which desert is colder in winter, the Gobi Desert or the Sahara Desert? We will listen carefully and we will prepare answers afterwards.
Track 21.
The Atacama Desert is in South America. It is the driest place on Earth. It gets almost no rain, about 1 centimeter of rain each year. It is hot during the day and cold at night. Not many plants grow in the Atacama Desert. The Sahara Desert is the largest hot desert on Earth. It is a very hot desert. The Sahara Desert is in northern Africa. It covers 12 different countries. Some parts of the Sahara are sandy, but most parts are rocky. The name Sahara means Great Desert in the Arabic language. The Sonoran Desert is in North America. Like all other deserts, it is a dry place, but there are a few heavy rainfalls in the summer and in the winter. The saguaro cactus plant, the tallest cactus on Earth, grows in the Sonoran Desert. A saguaro cactus can grow as tall as a 6-story building. The Gobi Desert is in Asia. It is called a cold desert because in the winter it is very cold and very windy. But in the summer, the Gobi Desert can get very hot. There are a few cold deserts in the world.
That was about the four deserts. I'm sure you have prepared your answers. Which desert is the largest desert? Sure you remember. Which desert has the tallest cactus? Which desert is wetter, the Atacama Desert or the Sonoran Desert? Which desert is colder in winter, the Gobi Desert or the Sahara Desert? Before we answer, I would like to stop you to get to note how can we form a question asking about superlative form or asking about comparative form. We've heard information about four deserts. So when I say which desert is the largest, this is how we can talk if we're asking about the superlative form. When we had the comparison between the Atacama Desert and the Sonoran Desert, and we asked which one is wetter, we started with capital letter and we had this comma because we will compare between two. So we had a quick pause, a comma, before we mention what we are comparing between. Remember, the names of the deserts are proper nouns and it must be in capital letters. If "the" is in the middle of the sentence before the name, it's not needed to be in capital. So capital letter start, then comma, then proper nouns in capital, and the last thing is question mark. Now we will get to the first question. Which desert is the largest? The Sahara Desert is the largest desert in the world. Which desert has the tallest cactus? The Sonoran Desert has the tallest cactus. Which desert is wetter? The Atacama Desert or the Sonoran Desert? The Sonoran Desert is wetter than the Atacama Desert. Which desert is colder in winter? The Gobi Desert or the Sahara Desert? The Gobi Desert is colder in winter than the Sahara Desert. If you can see, all the answers are clear, comparative or superlative sentences because our questions ask about it. Then we have, that's a little grammar called quantifiers. We have all, many, and a few. That's quantifiers. So all deserts are, many deserts are, a few deserts are. Then we will match it with cold deserts, dry or hot during the day but cold at night. Let us match. All deserts are dry. Many deserts are hot during the day but cold at night. A few deserts are cold deserts. Make sure there is a countable noun and it's in the plural form. What other words mean the same as many? A lot of, that's good. There are also other words. Search the lesson, a lot of is fine. All, many, a few. As you can see, blue triangles, I would say all triangles are blue. All triangles. That's the countable noun in the plural form. If I count, I will find that many triangles are blue. If I count, I will see that it's a few triangles are blue. So all, many, and a few, as we can see the meaning, and also we need to have plural countable nouns. That was all. And then we have something else about the temperature. How do we feel? Cold, cool, warm, or hot? Let us listen together.
Track 22. 1. What's the temperature?
I think it's 30 degrees. Phew.
2. What's the temperature?
It's 9 degrees. I need my jacket.
3. What's the temperature?
It's -8 degrees. Gr3.
4. What's the temperature?
It's about 17 degrees. That's nice.
So, cold, cool, warm, and hot. Cold, we don't really like it. It's not a nice weather. We're not comfortable with that. The same with hot. It's not much. It's not nice. It's too much heat. Cool is okay. Warm is okay too. Cool, cold, cool, warm, and hot. That was about our lesson. This is a very important thing. It's mentioned in our activity book. The difference between AM and PM. We have this next to the clock time. 7 o'clock or 7 AM or 7 PM. What is AM and what is PM? As you can see, these are the clock time during all the day. So 12 AM, 12 AM, this is midnight. This is when we are asleep. Midnight, when we are asleep. AM, yes, that's the beginning of the day. All the time we are asleep, till the sunrise time, until we wake up, until we come back here to school, it's the daytime. All the clock time, I will say AM. 12 AM, 1 AM, till the sunrise, 5 AM, till we wake up, 6 AM, till we catch the bus and come to school, till the first break. All these are AM. Once we get to the noon time is 12 what? PM. 12 PM. That's the noon time. We start PM. That's after the second break. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, when we go back home and when we have lunch, that's PM. When we do the homework, when we play with our sisters and brother, everything we do after school at home, that's PM. Till 9 PM, this is the time we go to bed. We sleep at 10 PM. We carry on sleeping at 11 PM till we reach midnight. Then it's not PM anymore, it's AM. Till we wake up and we have our day, till the noon comes, turns to be PM, then we carry on. So from the noon time, it's PM till midnight. And from midnight, it's AM till noon. That's how we can say it. Some notes about our lesson. Desert. There are many deserts in Egypt where we can see sand and rocks. Alike. Alike means they are similar. Alike has the antonym, different. Act out means do or perform. I'm a student. I will act out a play. My role is a doctor. Cactus, that's a singular noun. The plural is cacti or cactuses. Both are correct. I can see a cactus in the desert. Flat, the desert is flat. I can see all from here. If there are little mountains or little hills, you wouldn't be able to see. It should be flat. Sandy. Sandy means covered with sand. The ground is sandy. You won't find any water there. Rocky, that's where there are many rocks, covered with rocks. The shore of this lake is rocky. We can't swim here. You wouldn't be happy if you are walking on the rocks, if you go to swim. Little, that's the small amount. Antonym is much, but we use it only for uncountable. A few is a small amount. The antonym is many, but we use it only for countable. And if we say a few or many, and then we will talk about a countable noun, it must be in plural form. I have a few dolls in my room. So, thick, antonym thin. Thick, antonym thin. I need a thick jacket to wear in this cold winter. Waxy, that's an adjective, covered with wax. The cheese has a red waxy cover. Sometimes you can find this in the supermarket. Spine. The spine is a big needle. If we touch it, it can hurt us, and we find it in plants. The spine, we can find it in cactus. I found a big spine in that cactus. Thorn, that's the very little one that we can find in roses or some types of flowers. Degree, that's a unit to measure temperature. Today is cold, it's 15 degrees. Celsius is a type of measurement. Over and below. Over and below, these are prepositions of time, of place, sorry. Over and below. Hide, take a cover. Let's play hide and seek. Look for means search. I can't find my pen. Please, can you look for it? Heavy rain and light rain. That's the adjective I use. When the rain is much, I would say heavy rain. When the rain is not much, I would say light rain. As we say it a lot of, that's many or much, both, you know where to use it. Much is for for uncountable, many is for countable. I can replace both of them by a lot of. Story, that's floor. What is the weather like? This is a question and we need to describe the weather. So we will use the adjectives to describe the weather. We can say it's sunny, it's hot, it's warm, it's cold, it's cool, it's windy, it's rainy, or it's raining. Both are correct. It's snowy or it's snowing. Both are correct. All these are adjectives I can describe the weather with. What is the desert like? That's a question to describe the desert. I will use also adjectives for this. I would say stop. ظبطها معتز جه. معتز جه. انا فكرتك انت اللي بعته. غير البطاريه وتمام. Three, two, one. What is the desert like? Then I will describe the desert, so I will use the adjectives to talk about the desert. It's sandy, it's flat, it's rocky, it's wet, it's dry. All these are adjectives I can use to describe the desert. Measuring temperature. What is the temperature? So I can ask this question, what is the temperature? It's 30 degrees. It's -5 degrees. AM, that's morning time. PM, that's the afternoon and evening. Now we get to a very important punctuation part. This is talking about our question when we talk about comparatives. Which desert is colder in winter? Then we have the comma. The Gobi Desert or the Sahara Desert. Start the question with a capital letter. The comma is very important, and then the question mark. Number two, the proper nouns. As I said, all the names of the deserts. And if it's in the middle of the sentence and there is there before, no problem to make it small letter. I'm talking about there, not the names of the desert. That should start with a capital letter always. Sentence structure. All, a lot of, many, a few are always followed by a plural noun. By a plural noun. If it's plural, it means it's countable. Now we have a preposition of time called at. Preposition of time called at. At is very specific. It points out a very specific timing. So, midday. When is midday? 12 o'clock. When is midday? 12 o'clock. So, I can say at midday because it's very specific. I always have lunch at midday. The same for midnight. What's midnight? 12 o'clock. So, my dad goes to bed at midnight. At is very specific, and midday and midnight, that's very specific time. This is why we can use at for it. We will revise the comparative form. The comparative form is very important. The comparative form is when we compare one to one. John and Jack. John is taller than Jack. John is taller than Jack. Types of short adjectives. We have the normal one, tall, short, soft, high. We only use the ER, then than. Alice is shorter than Jenny. What if it ends with E? Large, nice, strange. We will add only R. Larger than, nicer than, stranger than. The box is larger than the other box. What if it ends with a consonant, but there is a short vowel before? I will double the consonant. Big, bigger than with double G. Thin, thinner than with double N. Hot, hotter than with double T. Sad, sadder than with double D. My dog is bigger than your dog with double G. Don't forget, it's very important. What if it ends with Y? Pretty, healthy, dry. I remove the Y and I put I, then I add the ER. Pretty, prettier than. Healthy, healthier than. Dry, drier than. My doll is prettier than your doll. What about the superlative form? Still we are talking about the short adjectives. I will add the and then est if the adjective is normal. The tallest, the shortest, the softest, the highest. This is the highest building in the area. What if it ends with E? Then I will add the and then it will be only st. The largest, the nicest, the strangest, the whitest. What if has a consonant and then a short vowel before? I will double before I add the and the est. The biggest with double G, the thinnest with double M, the hottest with double T, the saddest with double D. My cake is the hottest cake here. Pretty, I will remove the Y, the prettiest. Healthy, remove the Y, the healthiest, don't forget the I. Dry, the driest. Sahara Desert is the driest desert in the world. That's how it is. Time for questions. A few spaces are noisy. Child or children. Cactus grows in the desert. Deserts. I wake up at 6 every morning, AM, PM, DM. I sleep at 9 at night, AM, PM, FM. Sahara is the space desert in the world, larger, largest, large. When the sun is bright in the sky, we say the weather is sunny, windy, rainy. When the temperature is minus 10 degrees, we say the weather is warm, cold, hot. If we want to write 40 in letters, 40 with the little circle on top. In letters, we write 40 marks, 40 degrees, 40 levels. Now it's time for you to think and let us see the questions together. Sorry, the answers together. A few must be a plural noun. Children. Cactus grows in the deserts with one S. Desserts or desserts, that's the that sweet dish we eat by the end of our meal. I wake up at 6 a.m. That's morning. I sleep at night at 9 p.m. Sahara is the superlative, largest. When the sun is bright in the sky, we say the weather is sunny. When the temperature is minus 10, we say the weather is warm. No, cold. Sorry, not hot. If we want to write 40 in letters, we write 40 degrees. Good job. Now, it's the last part of our questions. We have put the adjectives between brackets in the correct form. We need tall, we need hot, and then we will form a question. That's very important. When we're talking about adjectives, when we answer such question, we need to know if we make a comparison or we use the superlative form, we compare one to many or one to one. That's very important. John is the space boy in the class. John is compared to the rest of the boys in the class. Is it superlative or comparative? Yes, superlative. So we would say John is the tallest boy in the class. In summer, the weather is getting hot than winter. Are we comparing one to one or one to many? We compare summer to winter, so it's one to one. So it will be in summer the weather is getting hotter than the winter. Hotter with double T. Don't forget consonant with short vowel before. Now form questions on the underlined words. The weather was sunny last Friday. I'm asking about the weather, so the question is, what was the weather like last Friday? That was all. Hope you had a good time and enjoyed our lesson. Thank you all and See you. Bye bye.